Okay, so welcome to class today. Thank you so much for joining. It's always lovely to see faces on the screen, although we would always maybe prefer to do it in person, but this is a great opportunity. So if you'd just like to settle into a comfortable position, if you're comfortable sitting on the ground with your legs crossed, or you could be sitting in a seat, you may be even more comfortable lying down on your back with your feet on the mat and knees pointed up. Whatever works best for you to get into a nice comfortable position as we start our practice. So you can just begin to let go. Let go of your day, let go of your external world and your worries, concerns, questions, and start to draw inward like we like to do for our yoga practice, trying to find that spiritual side of the practice. So you can lightly, gently close your eyes and start to settle down into your base, the base of your pelvis if you're seated, the back side of your body if you're lying down. And just take a couple of cleansing breaths. And just begin to scan your body for any tension you might be holding, any gripping in your jaw, holding in your shoulders, any tension in your belly. And just use the breath, the inhale to soften and the exhale to let go of those tight spaces in your body. And then just welcome your breath into your body. The nice, even, smooth breath that's always with you, always there to comfort you, to give you energy. Just let it come and invigorate your body. And notice its pathway from the nostrils through your body. Notice the body moving under your breath. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And try with every inhale to lengthen your spine up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale to soften throughout your body. We're going to do a simple breathing practice now. It's going to be a 3-part breath. So we're going to divide the inhale into 3 parts. And then on the exhale, it'll just be one long, slow, complete exhale. So on your inhale, take about 1/3 of your inhale down to the lower belly. And the next third, fill up your rib cage, and the final third of your inhale all the way up to your collarbones. And then one long, complete exhale. So try that again. First third of the inhale, filling up the lower belly. The next third of the inhale, the rest of the torso and up to the rib cage. And then the final inhale, all the way up through the chest to the collarbones. And release with a long, complete exhale. With the exhale, you can even allow the belly muscles to tone a little. Just gently activate. We'll do it one more time. Inhale. The first third is into the belly. The next third of the inhale, the torso and rib cage, and the final third all the way up through the chest and the rib and the collarbones. And one complete exhale. The abdominal muscles activated. Just take a few normal breaths here. We're going to go the opposite way. We're going to inhale, one full deep inhale, and we're going to exhale in 3 parts. So inhale all the way through to, from belly through to collarbone, and exhale. Third of your exhale, the next third, and the final exhale. Activate your lower belly muscles as you exhale into the lower belly. Inhale deeply. Exhale the top third, middle third, and finally the lower belly. As the belly draws in towards the belly, the navel draws in towards the backbone. Last inhale. And start to exhale the first third, top third, middle third, and finally the lower belly. And then just come back to normal breathing. One more normal breath cycle. And you can open up your eyes. And we're going to come to standing to begin this physical part of our practice. So you can stand with your feet a little wider than your hips, and we're just going to begin by swinging. So swinging the arms around our body and taking your hips, your torso and your shoulders and your head with your arms. You can let the opposite heel come up off the floor and have a nice relaxed swing here, warming up the body. Keep that nice breathing, inhaling and exhaling as you twist. Shoulders are relaxed, arms are gently swinging from side to side. And slowly start to come to still. And you can just begin to shake out your body now. So just shake your foot, your right foot and leg, right arm. Shake out any tension and stress you might be feeling. Let it go. Hand, and then go to the other side. Your left foot, left leg, left arm and hand, left shoulder. And you can shake out both arms and shoulders. Give a little shake to your head, not too vigorously. And hopefully that will have got some energy flowing in your body. Now, if you do have a block with you, if you don't have a block if you don't have a block, even a book that you can stand on, bring it to a wall or a chair so that you've got something to balance, to hold on to or lightly hold on to. Take the block out about, 10 inches away from the wall. And you're going to have the block so it's length, longwise against the wall, parallel to the wall. And take your step up on the block. So it's like a step. We're going to use it as a step. So your whole foot is going to come up on the block. And then just find that balance if it's a chair or a sofa or a wall. And you're just going to dangle the left leg. So the left leg is going to be outside of the wall. So just dangle that left leg. We're doing a nice psoas release here. The muscle that connects the upper body to the lower body. It comes from the lower back all the way around and connects to the inside of the femur bone, the hip bone. And now you can just slowly start to swing. Let that leg slowly, just gently dangle and swing back and forth. Remember to breathe. And then you can even take it diagonally across the body. And then swing it back and forth like a cuckoo clock, or the long arm of the cuckoo clock. Just swinging it back and forth. And then just let it dangle to find its full length. And then you can step down off the block and come onto the other foot. So now taking your left foot, stepping on to the block, and just let it lengthen first, dangle down towards the floor. Your toes might be grazing on the floor. Your standing leg is nice and firm. The hip is over the knee. Left hip over left knee. And then just begin to swing that right leg back and forth. You don't need to go too high. You don't need to use too many muscles here. Just a nice swing back and forth. And then you can go diagonally across in front of your body and to the back. And then back again, back and forth, to and fro. And then let it come to still. And let it release down towards the earth. Okay, very good. Move your block away and bring your feet out a little bit out at a nice wide stance. Actually, if you were to raise your arms, your ankles would be underneath your wrists. I'm going to turn out the right foot from the top of the thigh bone, turn the whole leg out so the right foot is facing towards the right, and the left heel, the left foot comes in a little bit. And we're going to be doing a warrior two. So we're going to begin by just bending the right knee. It's going to be coming over the ankle. You don't want it to come forward of the foot, and you don't want to come in towards your body. You want to keep it so it's tracking over the second and third toe. So your front foot is firmly planted. You've got a nice angle here for your front knee. The back foot, the back edge of the back foot is also firmly planted. And you can just begin to raise your arms up to shoulder height and spread from fingertip to fingertip, all the way across the chest, opening up the chest. And then look over your right hand. So make sure that that knee is not coming in, the front knee is not coming in, it's still tracking over the middle of your foot. Inhale and exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale and bring your hands down to your sides. Inhale, Come back to warrior two, looking over your front fingertips, knee bent. Exhale, straighten the front leg and bring your hands to your sides. And we'll do it one more time, a nice inhale as you raise your arms, bend your front knee. And exhale, straighten the right leg and arms come down to the side. Now we'll come into the next pose. We're going to also bend the knee here, side angle pose. So start to drop down into that front knee. You want the weight equally distributed between the back leg and the front leg. The front foot is planted, the back foot, edge of the back foot is also firmly planted. And just begin to tip over to your right and rest your right elbow on your right knee. So your body is twisting to the front of the room. Your torso is twisting to the front of the room. And then take your back arm, take it down towards the floor, swing it up and around and by your ear. And then reach all the way up from the back foot, all the way up the side, left side body, up to the fingertips. Once again, making sure the front knee is tracking over the second and third toe. But you're feeling that lovely extension up the side body. And inhale, exhale, and straighten the front knee and bring your arm down to the side. Going to come into that pose again. This time, as you bend your right knee, take the arm, instead of going down and around, try it just coming up and by your ear. So as you can see if that feels better for you. So the belly is turning towards the front of the room. The extension is all the way up the side body. The right arm's just gently resting on the right knee. Inhale, exhale, and straighten the front knee. The arm comes back to the side. And this time it's your preference. You can either swing that arm down and around, or you can swing it up and around. So bend the right knee, forearm on the knee, and then your preference of rotating your torso towards the front of the room, fingertips reaching out, arm by your left ear. Inhale and exhale, straighten that front knee. And the final one is dancing warrior. So once again, we're going to bend the right knee, find our base, and this time start to bend backwards, taking your front arm up towards the ceiling. The back arm slides down the back leg. And if it's comfortable for you, you can look up at your top hand. Inhale, exhale, straighten the front knee, arms come back. Going to go back into that dancing warrior. So bend the front knee, front arm comes up and over. Left hand slides down the left leg. And look up at the hand if it's comfortable for your neck, or you can just keep your head in a neutral position. And inhale and exhale and come back to neutral. And then one more time. And then back to neutral. Now we're going to put it all together in a nice little flow. So it's going to go from warrior two to side angle pose, and then to dancing warrior. So, and this time we're going to keep the leg, the knee bent, and we're not going to be straightening the knee. So the whole time we're going to have that base. So come into the base of your body with your legs sink down towards the ground. The front knee is safely tracking over the front toes, the second and third toes, and the knee is coming out towards is not coming over the front of the toes. The back leg is extended. And we'll begin by coming into warrior two, raising the arms. Keeping the knees bent, come into side angle. And then gracefully tilt backwards into dancing warrior. Back to warrior two. Side angle. Dancing warrior. And one more time. Warrior two. Side angle. And gracefully finish up in dancing warrior. Bring your arms back to your sides and walk your feet back to the center and just do a little shake here. You know, we're going to do it on the other side. So take your feet back out to a nice wide stance. Turn the left foot out all the way from the top of the thigh bone. The back foot comes in a little. So you've got a nice firm, your feet are nicely and firmly planted and grounding. Begin to bend your left knee, checking that it's tracking over the middle of the foot. If you need to change it, adjust your stance so you feel comfortable, just bring your feet out wider or in closer, whatever makes you feel like you've got a good solid base here. The back of the back foot is planted. And we'll raise our arms up to warrior two and look over the left hand. And then straighten the left knee and hands come to the side. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the leg, arms to the side. And one more time, inhale to warrior two, stretching all the way across the arms and hands. Look over your left fingertips. Nice deep inhale and exhale back to the center. Coming into side angle pose now, so bend that knee again, that front knee. If you want, you can try and sink a little deeper. Tilt it over to the left forearm, rest gently on the left knee, and then you can swing your arm down and up and around by your ear, or you can take it out and up by your ear. The torso is rotating towards the front of the room, the chest is opening. There's a lovely extension from the back foot all the way up the right side of the body through to the fingertips. Inhale, exhale, straighten the front knee, arms come to the side, back to your sides. Come back to extended to side angle. Inhale, exhale, straighten the front knee, arms come to the side. One more time. And then come back to neutral. And the last one is the dancing warrior on this side. So bend that left knee, sink the hips down, and then begin to take the left arm up as the right arm slides down the back of the right leg. And you can start to do a little bend backwards if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, exhale, straighten the front knee, arm comes back to the side. Inhale, come back to warrior, dancing warrior. Exhale, straighten the knee, arm to your side. One more time. And back to neutral. And now we'll put these all in a flow into a nice graceful dance as we come to warrior two, raising the arms, stretching out across the chest and fingertips, looking over the front, the left fingertips, And then start to tilt over to the left as you swing the arm up by your ear, fingertips pointing away towards the corner of the room, torso towards the front of the room, and back to dancing warrior. Front arm comes up and over, back arm slides down the back leg. Back to warrior two, looking over the front left fingertips, tilting over to side angle, arm up by your ear, stretching all the way up the right side of the body, over to dancing warrior. And one more time, warrior two, dropping down into side angle, and then bending over into dancing warrior. Come back to warrior two. You can straighten the front leg, the left leg now. Take a nice breath here. And then come down onto your knees. And we're going to be in a high kneeling position. And just extend your hands up in front of you, up by your ears, tailbone pointing, drawing down towards the mat, and your rib cage drawing away from your pelvis. And you can take your arms out to the side. Oh, I'm sorry, keep your arms up. Sorry, keep your arms up. And just take your left hand in your right, your left wrist in your right hand. And we're going to bend over to the right side. Lengthening from the outside of the left thigh, up through the left side torso, left arm, come back to center, and then switch and go the other way. And then take your hands back up to the ceiling, reaching up. And this time, if you want to come into a very slight back bend, you can just start to take your back off. Take your head back just a little bit and look up at your hands. Now take your hands around, arms down by your sides, and clasp them behind you. Once again, you want to be, the chest is lifting, the rib cage is moving away from the top of the pubic bone. The knuckles are drawing down towards the ground, and then you can just take your arms away from you if that's comfortable. If you can straighten your arms and take them away from your body. Nice big inhale as you're widening across your collarbones. And then start to release, bring your hands back up, fingertips up towards the ceiling. You want to look up into a slight back bend. And then you can just take your hands down the center, all the way down to your chest in prayer pose. Now take your right foot out to the side, and your left knee is going to stay directly under your left hip. So there's no poking of the left hip. As we begin to draw the right hand down the outside of the right leg and take the left arm up all the way towards the ceiling and all the way to over by your left ear. Feeling that stretch up that side of the body, the left side of the body. You can really try to breathe into your left rib cage here. Your breath is giving your ribs a little massage, stretching out those muscles that connect the rib cages together, the intercostal muscles. Nice big inhale, and then start to bring your torso back to vertical, and we're going to go over to the other side now. So bend over to the left. You can be on your fingertips. You can be on the palms of your hands, whatever is more comfortable for you. If you have a block, you can even have your block by your side here. And once again, you can take your arm down and around by your ear, down and up by your ear, or you can just take your arm directly up and by your right ear, stretching all the way up the right side of the body. And feeling that lovely lengthening of the leg, the right side of the torso, all the way through to the fingertips. Nice deep breath here. And then bring your arm back down to the side, bring the right knee in, and you can sit back on your heels for a little rest. Coming back to center. Back to quiet. Ready, come back to that high kneeling position. Take your left leg out to the side. So we begin to take the right arm up towards the ceiling, lengthening all the way up through the right side of the body. Nice deep inhale, and then start to slide your left hand down your left leg and take your torso over to the left side by your right ear. And then come over to the other side, your fingertips or the palm of your hand or your block reaching the mat or the floor. And then take that left arm up and over and by your left ear, mimicking that side angle pose. And then come back to center. And now just take your arms out in front of you, reach them all the way up to the ceiling. And take them palms out towards the side, and you can clasp your hands behind your back here, knuckles coming down towards the earth. The belly button moving away from the pubic bone, and the chest is lifting, rib cage moving away from the pelvis. And if you like, a tailbone drawing down towards the mat. And you can take your arms out a little bit, out from your body. Feeling the opening of your chest. Your scapula, shoulder blades are moving towards each other. Chest is opening. And then just bring your arms back in. And we'll come to tabletop. So wrists are over the shoulders. The creases of the wrists are parallel with the front of the room. Fingers are the front of the mat. The fingers are spread wide, lifting up through your arm bones all the way up to your shoulders. The lower belly is toned, belly button coming in towards your spine. And we're going to begin with some cat-cows, so dropping the tailbone down as you begin to round up vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up through your spine. Finally allowing the crown of the head to drop down towards the mat. Take a nice deep inhale here and feel all the back of your spine lifting up towards the ceiling. Exhale and inhale as you begin to reverse, taking the sit bones up towards the ceiling now. As the chest lifts, lifting up through the arms, through the collarbones, and looking forward. Head is relaxed. And reverse, exhale into cat. Going on your own breath here, inhaling into cow. You can even close your eyes so you can really concentrate on the flexion and extension of your spine. Lovely movement, the undulation of your spine. One more round. And then come to tabletop, come to neutral. You can take your left foot out behind you. Toes are tucked under. Activate your left belly muscles as you begin to lift your left leg up to about hip distance. Nice deep inhale here and lower your foot back to the mat. Inhale, bring that leg up to hip height and lower. And one more time. Now leave it here for one more breath. And then start to take that left leg over your body, across your body, and find the floor to the side, to the right side, and look over around your right shoulder at your left foot. And bring that leg back and bring that knee in. Take the right foot out, toes tucked under. Activating the right belly muscles. You're going to lift using the inner thigh muscles also. So lift that leg all the way up to about hip height. Draw your right heel towards away from you. Toes are pointed down. Lower. Raise. And lower. And one more time, raise. And lower. And the next time we're going to keep the leg up there, and it's going to come across the body over to the left side of your body, and then just look, keep toes tucked under and look around your left shoulder to see if you can see your right toes. And then bring that knee back in. And you can just start to take your hips, widen your knees a little. Your toes can even touch as you begin to take your hips back towards your heels and then lowering them down towards your heels. And then you can stretch your arms out in front of you, or you can bend your elbows and make a little pillow for your head, your forehead, or your forehead can rest on the mat, whatever is most relaxing for you. Resting here in child's pose. One more nice breath cycle. And begin to raise yourself up, but then lower yourself back down onto your bellies. You can come into crocodile pose, so you can hold your opposite elbows. Have your legs nice and relaxed out behind you, and then just rest your forehead in the pocket of your ribs. The pillow for your wrists, of your wrists here. Just rest your head and draw inwards. Resting your body. Feeling the breath. You can really feel your belly as it expands here. Feel the air in your back rib cage, the back of your ribs. Okay, so now bring your fingertips to the tops of your shoulders. So the tops of your fingertips are in line with the tops of your shoulders. We're going to do Cobra pose, which we haven't done before. This is, go really gently in this pose. I really want you to protect your lower back. So first of all, really lengthen out the right leg and then lengthen out the left leg so that the lower back, the tailbone is drawing down towards your feet. So you've got nice length in the lower back and across the sacrum. We're just going to begin to raise your shoulders and chest. Take your shoulders up and back as you raise your chest just a few inches off the mat. Don't press your hands too. Try to keep the weight off out of your hands here. So it's really curving your upper back. You can be looking straight ahead, but your eyes can be drawing down in front of you, into the distance in front of you. And then if you like, you can just try to put a little pressure, just push your hands forward, and you might be able to raise just a little higher, but don't go too far. You don't want to feel any compression in the lower back here. Keeping the shoulders back. And then lower back down to crocodile. And now bring your, come back up again. This time your elbows are going to be under your shoulders and your forearms flat on the mat, hands, palms of the hands flat on the mat, fingers spread wide, coming up into Sphinx. So you're going to raise your chest through the opening of your arms. Chest and shoulders are lifting. You can press into your front, into your forearms and hands. You can even have a little light pressure, your feet and knees into the mat in Sphinx pose. This is a little easier on the lower back. And then lower again into crocodile. And when you're ready, roll over onto your backs. Have your feet on the mat, knees pointed up. We'll just do some pelvic tilts here. So you feel the natural curve of your lower back. So there's a space in between your lower back and the mat. We want to increase that space by drawing your sit bones towards the front of the room. And you'll notice that the arch in the lower back increases. So we're not using the muscles of the legs, more your pelvis is moving. Now you want to draw the hip points back towards your chest as you flatten the lower back. So just moving the pelvis back and forth, up and down. You can inhale as you have the curve in the lower back is exaggerated, and exhale as you flatten the lower back into the mat. Keep the neck long, the back of the neck long. Chin can be a little bit tucked to create length in the lower, in the back of the neck. And now just start to take your, pretend that you have a marble in your belly button. You're going to take that marble and roll it over to your right hip point, and then down to the top of your pubic bone, over to your left hip point, and back up to your belly button. Doing a pelvic clock here, so we're massaging all the lower back and sacrum area. So we're going from 12 o'clock, the belly button, over to 3, right hip bone. Top of the pubic bone is 6, and over to the left hip bone, which is 9 o'clock. Going all the way around the clock face here, massaging out the lower back and sacrum. Come to 12 o'clock, and then go the opposite direction. Go nice and slowly. You can let the rest of the body move. Your head can even move a little bit around with your lower back. And then come to still. Bring your knees in, and then come into a supine kind of position here. So we're going to, I'll take that back. We're going to roll over onto your side. Arms are in front, coming out away from your body, in front of your head. Your knees are parallel with each other, and your shins are together. Hands are on top of each other. And just relax here as you begin to take your right arm, or your upper arm, I don't know what side you're on, but take your top hand and top arm up towards the ceiling. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And then start to take it all the way back and around as your whole shoulders come around with your top hand, and your right and your shoulder blade is going to rest on the floor in a supine twist, in a twist here. I hope I gave that direction clearly. And you can look over, take your head in the opposite direction to your knees. Now bring that arm back up and over to meet the bottom hand. And this time you have a choice. You can either make a draw your fingers around behind you. I'll tell you this instruction first, and then you can do that. It might be a little bit hard for some people, depending on the flexibility or the space you have in your shoulders. So you can start to draw your hand in a semicircle above your head as you take your arm around and your shoulders come down onto the mat. Your opposite shoulder comes down onto the mat. If that is too difficult, take your arm just back up and over. And bring your arm up and place it on your other hand, and then we'll switch sides. So you might want to turn your whole body so you can see what I'm doing. Don't know if I've given this direction very clearly, but anyway, we'll just go with it. Hopefully you can follow along. So lying with our knees bent, arms out, shoulder height to the side, the one hand on top of the other, and just begin by taking the top arm up and all the way around behind you, and the shoulders follow. So that shoulder will come and rest on the mat behind you, and take your head to look over opposite side to your knees. Feeling the twist in your spine here. Breathe into the twist. As you exhale, you can go a little deeper. And then take that arm back up and around over to meet the opposite arm. And then you have your choice, whatever is doable for you. You can either bring your arm back up and around in that twist, or you can start to take your top fingertips behind your head, keeping them on the mat behind you as you start to take your shoulders around and your spine twists around. Finding the comfort in this twist. And then bring that back hand back up, arm up and around. And you can just rest here for a minute. And then roll back over onto your back. We'll do some windshield wipers here to finish up. So take your feet out to the width of your mat. Put your arms out by your sides. And then just gently start to rock your knees back and forth. You don't need to go all the way over to the side yet. Just feel that hip bone rotating in the hip socket, or imagine it or picture it. And then with the weight of your legs and with gravity, you're going to let the knees come a little bit further over onto one side. The opposite hip can come up off the mat. Nice and gently and slowly, inhaling as you come to center, exhaling as you release over to the side. Inhaling up to center, exhale, release. And just do this on your own breath, your own breath's rate and pattern. If you want to stay over on one side for a little bit and feel that whole sensation up the side of the body, the opening of that top thigh. One more round. And then bring your knees together, your feet together, and start to lengthen your legs out on your mat. As we just begin to go into Shavasana, if you want to take your hands and just take them to the base of your spine, that bony ridge along the back of your, the base of your the crown of your head, the base of your head, at the top of your neck, and just give yourself a little traction here. Just draw your head away from your body. And then you can lift it a little, lift your head a little off the mat, and then gently place your head back down onto your mat. Release your arms by your sides, have them away from your body. Let your feet splay out to the sides. And begin to rest. Begin to rest your body fully and deeply. Let your breath, close your eyes and let your breath just move in and out of your body without any distraction or any obstruction. Let your shoulders rest back onto the mat. The top body fall into your bottom, the back of your body, and the back of your body fall into the mat. Feel the unconditional support of the earth beneath you. Let your body melt down. And out. And continue to rest here. I thank you all for joining me for this practice. Just stay for as long as you can and as long as it's comfortable for you. And thank you so much for being here. Namaste.